Jim Starkweather, the publisher of Kitmaker Network and Armorama.com, and welcome to another episode of Turning the Page. Today we've got for you from Osprey Publishing, this is German Machine Guns of World War I, MG08 and MG08/15 by Stephan Bull. So this is very time appropriate in terms of being the 100th anniversary time period of World War I. And this is a typical Osprey book. This one is 80 pages, as the prior weapon book was. The price in the United States, list price I should say, is $20. You can find it cheaper than this. In the UK it's £13, and in Canada it's $24. Reading the back here just real quickly, it says World War I's defining weapon for many, Germany's MG08 machine gun won a formidable reputation on the battlefields from Tannenberg to the Somme. Although it was a lethally effective weapon when used with static positions, the MG08 was far too heavy to perform a mobile role on the battlefield. As the British and French began to deploy lighter machine guns alongside their heavier weapons, the Germans fielded the Danish Madsen and the British Lewis as stopgaps, but chose to adapt the MG08 into a compromise weapon, the MG08/15, which would play a central role in the revolutionary development in infantry tactics that characterized the last months of the conflict. In the 1940s, the two weapons were still in service, with German forces fighting in a new world war. Very interesting. All right, so you can see this one is by Stephan Bull. Series editor is Martin Pegler. In the content section, we're going to find the introduction, the development of the Devil's Paintbrush, the use German maxims at war, impact, the beaten zone, conclusion, bibliography, and index. So I was going to say that obviously this looks a lot like a Maxim or U.S. Browning, although that's water cooled, so a little bit different. At least I don't think this is water cooled. Maybe it is. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with the vehicle. I'm not really familiar with the weapon, so I won't make any guesses about things because I know how people get about weapons. Weapons very very specific. You have to know what you're talking about. Don't bullshit your way through the weapons. Oh my God, I've sworn twice now in 2 videos, and said the same word actually. This could be setting up a trend. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, so. The book's format, obviously, with most Osprey books, a lot of text, a lot of reference photos. In this case, since it's World War I, we're mostly going to find black and white photos, I would assume, and illustrations, color illustrations, things like that will also be present, as well as tables and data and charts and things, usually. There's an interesting photo there of a very, very large wheeled one. This one dates from artist color depicting a Prussian machine gun detachment of the infantry from the first decade of the 20th century. So I guess that was really, really early, prior to World War I. Those helmets, those World War I German helmets, my goodness. And there's a nice illustration covering all the different numbered aspects of the weapons system. And there's some illustrations here for you, and more cutaway detail. So this typically what you're going to find. Again, these are actual period manual photos, I think, something like that. Probably the repair manual. Here's carrying the weapon around, so being more mobile. This is the 08/15, I assume, and so forth and so on. So basically, what you can expect is a lot of information with a lot of photos, and good photos with very nice. Although it does not look like what? Wait a minute. I swear that looks like the same thing I looked at earlier. Okay. Were these staged? I mean, look at that. They're sitting there with their 4-man crew, pointing, looking at the thing. And, this guy's not pointing, but he's got his binoculars ready. Those look like staged, like production or like PR photos, basically. Anyways, so very cool. If you're interested in World War I or potential just, weapons systems and stuff, I'm sure this is probably one you're going to want for your library. Our thanks to Osprey for sending us this, and if you have any comments, suggestions, questions, please leave them below, and we will see you next time on Turning the Page.